Prince Harry acted appallingly in Queen's final years. Didn't give her the peace she needed. Prince Harry would not be allowed back in the UK by royal fans because of the appalling way he treated his grandmother Queen Elizabeth II in her final years, it has been claimed. The Duke of Sussex's camp has been forced to rule out a possible part-time return to the royal family after reports claimed the estranged prince had rekindled contacts with aides in the UK. According to sources, Harry declared that he would only return to royal duties if he receives an apology from William. Welcome to Royal Pancakes. Please don't forget to subscribe and click the notifications bell, so you don't miss any updates about the British royal family. However, other sources told the Telegraph that he is very much happy and settled in California, with no interest in returning to royal duties. Weighing in on whether Prince Harry should return to duties after 4 years in California with wife Meghan Markle, journalist Alex Larman claimed, "British people won't want Harry back, full stop." Larman told GB News, "I don't think there's any need for this country to have Prince Harry back in it. He's behaved so disgracefully and so appallingly. You could argue that he's been manipulated by his wife. You could argue that he's essentially just a poor little lost boy who's found a far more confident and far more intelligent woman who's taking charge." Turning the discussion to Harry's ever-distant relationship with the royal family, Larman claimed that the Duke caused the entire monarchy stress and misery, in particular the late Queen, before his departure to the States. Larman said of Harry's treatment of the late Queen, "When you look at the Queen and you look at the fact that she was obviously in her final years, she was unable to have the peace that she needed. You look at Harry now and you just think, okay, he has made his bed in Montecito and he can lie in it." Offering his verdict on whether Harry should return to royal duties, Larman added, "I don't think anybody would want him to be coming back to the royal family. All that's going to do is to cause yet more chaos, yet more discord, and yet more difficulty." As Sunday marks 2 years since Queen Elizabeth II passed away, Larman highlighted how the royal family has been in slight chaos since her death. Larman explained, "She is so missed because you look at the 2 years since she died, they have not been great years for the royal family. There's been illness, there's been a sense of slight chaos, especially in the last 2 months, which sort of drift away from what these things should be. And I think that we look back on her extraordinarily long, strongly distinguished reign as an example, as that's what should have been. That's the person who ultimately was the greatest monarch in this country's history." Amid reports suggesting Prince Harry wishes to return to the UK, the Duke would not be allowed back by the public due to the way he treated Queen Elizabeth II in her final years. "I don't think there's any need for this country to have Prince Harry back in it," journalist Alex Larman told GBN. "He's behaved so disgracefully and so appallingly. You could argue that he's been manipulated by his wife. You could argue that he's essentially just a poor little lost boy who's found a far more confident and far more intelligent woman who's taking charge," he added. Larman then spoke of the late Queen. "When you look at the Queen and you look at the fact that she was obviously in her final years, she was unable to have the peace that she needed. It has been reported the monarch was suffering from bone cancer during the final year of her life, which was partly dominated by the explosive fallout from Harry and Meghan Markle's March 2021 interview with Oprah Winfrey. This is despite the head of state's reported disappointment in the pair. It has recently been revealed that the Queen directed her chief advisor to ensure the Duke and Duchess of Sussex had effective security. The revelation comes via a newly unsealed letter Her late Majesty wrote to her private secretary, Sir Edward Young, in early 2020. "You will understand well that ensuring that the Duke and Duchess of Sussex remain safe is of paramount importance to Her Majesty and her family," Young's letter read on behalf of the Queen. Given the Duke's public profile by virtue of being born into the royal family, his military service, the Duchess's own independent profile, and the well-documented history of targeting of the Sussex family by extremists, it is imperative that the family continues to be provided with effective security. The memo was sent to then Prime Minister Boris Johnson and his entire cabinet, and although the head of government could technically have denied her wish, a royal command is seldom ever disobeyed. Young's letter pointed out that although the Queen stressed the importance of ensuring Harry and Meghan's continued security, she acknowledged that the final decision would rest with Rebecca. Later, bits of this letter were presented in a judgment by Mr. Justice Nicklin during a libel case Prince Harry filed against Associated Newspapers Limited, the publisher of Daily Mail. The case was related to a 2022 article in that paper about the Duke's legal battle with the Home Office over his security provisions. With this in mind, analysts feel that simply separating from the monarchy will continue to bring Harry problems. Larman concluded, "You look at Harry now and you just think, okay, he has made his bed in Montecito and he can lie in it. All that's going to do is to cause yet more chaos, yet more discord, and yet more difficulty." Meanwhile, in the north, cities such as Santa Marta and Cartagena face ongoing poverty with rampant child prostitution and exploitation in blatant operations. Critics claim that the Sussexes' trip was advantageous for both parties looking to boost their popularity in the public eye. However, the Sussexes' focus on the dangerous impact of social media on Colombian children felt like a gloss over the multiplicity of social, political, and economic challenges faced by the country. A Bogotá-based British journalist said the mood towards Harry and Meghan felt more positive compared to how parts of the media perceived the trip. He said, "A lot of Colombians are pretty mad for the royals, the antiquated traditions and all the gossip that surrounds them. I think most Colombians with an opinion on the matter are pleased that Harry and Meghan have taken the time to visit Colombia, show an interest and spotlight both its wonders and its issues. Most of the coverage has been positive, including on Harry and Meghan getting involved in salsa dancing and Meghan impressing with her Spanish while in conversation with the VP. What irks Colombians more, I think, is the tabloid coverage saying that the trip is foolish because Colombia is some kind of off-limits lawless hellhole run by cartels." Albeit, Harry was caught out in a dubious position when Marquez, who is one of the world's leading voices in the call for reparations, set up a national commission to repair the historical debt owed. Harry denounced the unjust system that saw enslaved people generate wealth for the crown, yet continues to remain a seen member of the royal family globally despite cutting his familial ties. What does he mean by returning, though? He has undoubtedly been over twice, and the situation has been peculiar. They couldn't find time for him to talk to his father the second time. You truly need to be certain of what you're dealing with if there is going to be a return to royal duties. For years, they cruelly deceived the royal family.